turned down a lot of offers from the European festival this time, but you took the offer from Japan. Why was that?
Well, we both been here before. I've been here twice with Cyclone. First time actually 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And he's been here twice as solo artist Ihsahn, and we both had very good experiences there, both with very great crowds and smash production, and it's a very special place, I think, and it's very great to play here in Japan. And we both, when we had this opportunity to come back to do something with EMPEROR, we definitely wanted to look at the possibilities to come here under the name of EMPEROR. That would be like a great experience for sure.
And as you said, we had a lot of privileged options. So, but this was definitely a priority for us to make happen. Based on basically our experience.
So this is your first time to play Japan, I mean, as EMPEROR.
Yes.
It's your first time to play in Asia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So this is the 20th anniversary of your first album. And how did you pick up your EMPEROR? I mean, why not short on bass? Is there any reason?
Well, we understand that people ask about that, and honestly, I don't think we ever thought about that, because of course he's on the album, and people see his picture. But for us, I mean, it was nothing personal against him or anything. It was just that he came into EMPEROR, I guess, after we wrote the material for that album, and then he quit the band before the album actually came out. So he was just kind of passing through. Whereas Faust, of course, he was part of forming that whole expression.
Yeah, he was much more part of the foundation of what became the EMPEROR sound, I think, and he obviously came in on the mini album, and he was with us through the whole process of creating this album, and he has made his impact. Is very much alive on these songs that we play now today.
So when we planned this, we thought that okay, let's keep it to the same people, same lineup as last time, because that worked very well, but not to leave Trim out of it, because Faust has a very different drumming style, and for all the intentions was just to present it like that. It would be fun to do something with him as well after such a long time. But as you probably know, there was all these politics and trouble. So luckily, Trim was very sportsmanlike and joined in for this, which is, I think, is in some way makes these Japanese shows perhaps even more exclusive, since no one ever else will see that lineup doing this album. So
is it quite different for you to play to Trim and to Board and Faust?
Not very much. No, I think that the songs.
It's a little bit, but I mean, and for this tour we hardly had any time to rehearse, because we've been doing the festivals with Faust, and we had basically a week or so before now Japan in between. So Trim has pretty much rehearsed on his own for this tour. So
that's why he's still.
Yes.
So this is why
it's good.
He's just keeping warm.
So 20 years ago, black metal was something totally new, and we all had a feeling that we were creating something new. And how was recording of your first album? Did you feel that you were creating something very epoch-making?
No, I think we were just so young that we were just very excited to be able to go to a big studio and get this big sound, because I think everything we were inspired by was big and epic, and soundtracks and metal was mixed, kind of vinyl playing, and so
I don't think really we thought so much about all the stuff around. We were just so in this moment of getting the opportunity to go to proper studio record and having a recording budget, and that itself was like the goal. We didn't really have any further master plan beyond that. It was just very much for the moment. Everything was just about the moment.
Because as you well know, and you said, there was no big scene. It was all
underground first.
So it was just, we felt like we were just doing our very exclusive thing for those select few who actually enjoyed this kind of music. So this situation, 20 years later, headlining, the biggest festivals in Europe and all that, it's kind of against all odds.
And you almost told me that he would sign Emperor, but it did not happen.
Well, we signed obviously with Lee Barrett and Cadillac for this. The opportunity came to do like a split with Enslaved, and that became kind of like, that did go quite well. And we were also offered a deal by Cadillac, and
They were much more organized.
well, I wouldn't necessarily say much more organized, but maybe slightly. They had some more experience because they've also worked with Plastic Head, who at that time already was like an established distributor in England. So I think we felt there was maybe some more opportunities at that end, and so we basically decided to stick with Cadillac because of this mini album that we did.
And also we kind of built a relationship there because after the album we went there on a small tour.
With
Yeah.
And you burned your place there.
Yeah. So memories.
Good. Actually, how was that? Did you try to breathe fire with lamp oil or?
No, the thing is that we used to breathe fire with lamp oil in Norway, but when we got to the UK and thought we'd do this live. Apparently it would have a different color. We read this is some poison stuff. And then he has the good idea because he said that Abbott from Immortal, he uses lighter fluid. So he said, well, maybe we should try that. Or he said, maybe you should try that. Yeah, so long story short, it went badly in Lee Barrett's back garden.
How bad was it?
It was second degree, so I had to go to the emergency hospital thing, get ointments and everything. It looked.
But it looks good. He looks good today.
Yeah. I got my good looks back. So.
Okay. So it's been 20 years since the first album. As it's been 20 years, so maybe you see a lot of points that could have been better. But how do you feel about the first album? Looking back now, do you still love it or?
It's probably easier to have that more loving relationship to it now than when we did the other albums, because of course we never had. I don't think we ever had those. I wish I did that differently. Especially not with that album because it was such a developed product of its time, as we talked about earlier. This when we listened to the rehearsal tapes from that era's pre-production, the way we recorded it and listening to the rehearsal tapes, it's played the exactly same way. So there were no surprises in the studio and how we recorded it. So it's our sound engineer tuning the PA. No, it's so I guess it was not many surprises. So I think we felt that we maxed the potential of what we can do at the time.
So you're proud of it 100% even today?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
for what it was, we were teenagers, doing our best. And I guess it's just the playing wise, we made mistakes and everything, but that's kind of the charm of recording the analog, and which ended up in more explosions and earthquake sounds and everything, and it kind of it has a very special impact, special vibe. So it's gonna be more fun now to kind of revisit that whole atmosphere, because that's really what it is. Because we play those songs so many times, it's kind of in our backbone.
Yeah.
And so even now when we do this rehearsal with drum, and we're just counting up and starting, it's in there,
About the composition technique, especially the chord progressions are clear. I think it's quite different from the typical Western music. So in the succession of the Maya chords, was it intentional or more spontaneous? It's quite really different from other heavy metal band. Any band.
Yeah, but I think it's it differs because the typical death metal of the same time was very like one note riffs, where you that was kind of atonal in that way. and
Call out the chord.
those are two go-to tunes of Radiohead and Sledgehammer. Where was that? The composition technique. No, and I think it's just that became kind of a defining way of doing like this, moving these big strummed minor chords. And I remember you wrote a lot of that stuff on acoustic.
Yeah.
I think, and strumming these chords, and then you get distortion version of that, and just it's a particular atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
So it's dissonant and kind of grim in that way, but not in that kind of clueless. Oh, no offense to death metal, but the clueless like repetition of random notes. So it's and it lent itself more to melody as well for some reason.
Just a question for Samoth. How do you meet Ihsahn first?
It was through the network of writing letters and tape trading and that stuff. So that was how we connected with everybody in the scene, both in Norway and internationally.
Yeah, right.
Like spreading like flyers and tapes and you know yourself how it worked.
Yes.
And then when you opened the store, that's when we first got to know him, and I guess we probably did meet him at some underground shows. Like there was this place in Oslo called Bootleg, who used to have sometimes Dark Throne and Red Harvest and Cadaver, and some of those bands would play there like well enough. And usually the few people who was interested in death and black and thrash metal in Oslo and area nearby would often go there.
I actually still remember that. I think that was the first time I met Faust.
Yeah, we met Faust. I think that was Dark Throne and Cadaver and some Finnish death metal band playing.
I met the Dead.
Yeah, Dead was also there.
What year was it?
I think 1990, probably 1990.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And Metallion was there.
Oh,
Charles.
Yeah, so everybody who we associate with that time, I guess, was there.
How was he? How was Ihsahn? At least to you?
Oh, I almost don't remember. It's so long ago,
Yeah, of course.
He was just very, I guess, dedicated to music and also very idealistic, I guess, about his label, and sometimes maybe his idealism was. I know. You could sign this label like he had many ideas, but sometimes maybe it was hard for him to. Maybe he didn't really have the business aspect of.
Financially,
and definitely not financially, no. So, but obviously very dedicated to music and
also
and
his
hospitality and the underground movement. He very much believed in the whole underground movement.
And also how we would let people stay there and sleep there and have his shop as kind of a free stay over place for shows, and definitely a kind of a meeting point for everyone who was interested in this kind of stuff. I don't remember, he was very kind of polite and welcoming, I think. So and I guess we all kind of looked up to him because he was a grown up, because he was 25. So I kind of still remember him as the old guy. And now, of course, 25. It's not
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew his death actually from the letter. You told me he was murdered. It was the first time I know. How did you find about his murder?
That was through the media.
The media.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Did you have a hunch who did it?
No.
No.
I don't. This is just so long ago. I don't know what to say really.
just happened. I remember I turned on the television just coincidentally, and then suddenly it was the news. So.
Anyway, I don't think this is so relevant for this Nightside anniversary. Really.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
Yeah, I know.
That was gonna be in before that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's, yeah.
Okay, so this is for Ihsahn. So this is the 20th anniversary for the first album, and this is the Emperor Union. But you still stick to the professor image. How was it? Did you have any choice to wear corpse paint or at least put off the glasses?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a deliberate professor look, you know. It's just that it's better for me to have glasses. You know, it's age, I guess, and it was absolutely no option to do any sort of paint, and really, what can I say? I guess Emperor was one of the first bands to do the full-on corpse paint as a full band, but we're also one of the first bands to drop it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, for most of our career, we did not wear the paint, and you know, even hardly on Eclipse. You know, it was more of the EP. And we thought about this when we played Hellfest, because on that stage before us, Behemoth played, and obviously with their stage show and everything in 91, 92, 93, if we had a budget, that was what we would do. You know, the big inverted crosses burning and hoods and everything. But it was quite a realization to come there and just, you know, jeans, black shirt, you know, some of us with glasses, and perform those songs, and people, I think, enjoyed it just as much. Because the music in itself and the atmosphere of that kind of could speak for itself.
Strong enough.
Yes, so I think that was a very good feeling for all of us, that, you know, the songs in themselves are good enough.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much for the interview. So for the
Thank
last,
you for the support.
so could you give some message to the Japanese fan, to the camera?
Rusa. It's always hard, but we can try. Yeah, ska jag pröva? It's very special for us to be here in Japan, finally as Emperor, and this was a priority for us, and we really appreciate the opportunity that we can come here and play Tokyo and Osaka. So,
yes.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.